On the morning of April 10, 2010, 11-year-old Nadia Bloom hopped on her bike and sped off toward the wooded area at the end of her subdivision to take some pictures of nature. But she didn't return.
About 20 minutes, 30 minutes, I stepped outside the door waiting for her to circle around and tell her to come in. And when she didn't do that, that's when I got in the car to go look for her.
Tanya was especially concerned because the area around the family's home in Seminole County, Florida, is rife with alligators and other predators.
I knew there would be two places she'd go. There's a little play place and there's a pond. And so I drove toward the pond first and I saw her bike at the cul-de-sac, and her bike was parked neatly right by the pond with her helmet on the handlebars.
Tanya went looking for her daughter in the dense thicket near the pond. When she couldn't find her, she called 911. Within hours, local and state authorities set up a massive search operation.
It's a surreal moment. You're feeling like this isn't happening. I can't believe this is happening, and where is she?
Soon, night began to fall, and still no sign of Nadia.
Everything that you believe in God is going to be tested, and you have to make a decision. Is he who he said he was? And we chose to believe that no matter what.
As word spread throughout the community, the Blooms' pastor gathered people to pray.
It was a very open, honest night of people just calling before God, just saying, God, please intervene. This is beyond our control, and we really need you.
The search continued for several days, and Nadia's story gained national attention.
Investigators worked through the night trying to find 11-year-old Nadia Bloom in the dense woods near her home.
As time went on, the other alternatives to her being found start to become more of a reality, and you start trying to come to terms with those other events happening.
There was times where I would have hope, and there would be times where, like Jeff said, she could have been taken by somebody, and that's a whole nother avenue. If someone took her, what could be happening to her?
All the while, townspeople continued their outpouring of prayers and support.
Her school had sent home some letters from one class, and there was a child that said, hope will bring her home. And I just started weeping. But again, that restored the hope, from this little kid.
One of the prayers that I had when I prayed, and it was almost constant, was that whatever happened, God would be glorified through these events.
4 days passed, and still search and rescue teams came up empty-handed. Then there was a lead, but it didn't come from a search party or helicopter. James King, a member of the Blooms Church, says God told him where to look for Nadia. He later gave his account to CBN News.
And it was a still small voice, but that was, he led me in different cases, telling me, yes, go this way, don't go that way.
That afternoon, James made a call to 911 with news that the Bloom family and the town of Winter Springs had been waiting 4 days to hear.
911, location emergency. Hey, I've got her. I got Nadia.
Seminole with the transfer.
Okay, call her. Okay, I'm in the middle of the swamp.
To go from that depth of emotion and go to that exhilaration in the span of a few seconds is unbelievable. I ran into the bedroom and I almost broke down the door to tell Tanya, and the whole house erupted, and it was just awesome.
The people in the Blooms neighborhood threw Nadia a welcome home party. Jeff Bloom says his prayer that God would be glorified was answered.
There are people around the world that sent us letters and called and emails praying for Nadia. And I had people email me that didn't have faith, and they'd say, I don't believe, but this is as close to a miracle as, I've ever seen.
Some of the details of the ordeal are already starting to fade for Nadia, but she'll never forget that there is a God who still does miracles today.
It was very miraculous. I remember when I was little, I questioned if God was always there for us, but he does that. I mean, really.
No matter how scary it is, you have to keep your trust in him.